Hello, my name's Lisa, and if this is your first time here, then thank you very much for joining me. If you are a returning subscriber, then just know I really do appreciate you. I'd like to say a massive thank you to the people that have joined my channel and are supporting it in a monetary way. If you enjoy my content, then please consider subscribing as it really does help my channel. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are going to be talking about influencers and how they affect the lives of everyday people. To be talking about Stanley Cups and the craze that's going on at the moment that seems to be totally out of control. So let's dive into the Stanley Cup, shall we? Stanley has been around for over 100 years, and in the beginning, they just made very good quality flasks and they were aimed at men. Stanley decided to bring out some cups and they were picked up by a blogger who thought they were absolutely amazing. Now, what's so special about this cup? Well, it holds 40 ounces of water, it's got a lid, a straw and a handle, and it keeps the water cold. Well, these bloggers blogged about it, and then all of a sudden, sales of Stanley Cups went up quite a lot. So then, what they decided to do was to seek out some influencers, and they found some on TikTok. Wow, once the TikTok craze took off, that was it. They were in high demand. People were queuing up for them outside stores overnight. They were causing problems at school because of bullying. They 10x'd their income over a very short period of time, and the whole phenomenon just took off. And that is where we are today. Well, what do I really think about this Stanley Cup thing? Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, I'm English, and there is a bit of a saying in England, and it's this: it can only happen in America. I know that a lot of my audience are American and they may take that as a derogatory comment, but it's not really, because this sort of thing doesn't only happen in America, but it seems to happen there first. So maybe that's where the saying comes from. Now, what we're going to do is dive into some of the problems that this Stanley Cup has caused for normal families. And as a mum and a grandmum, that is something I look at on a daily basis, is impact that things have on families that are struggling. Because let's face it, at the moment things are pretty tough, aren't they? So this Stanley Cup, in my opinion, is something we don't need to be happening. But obviously, as ever, you can leave your comments down in the comment section, and I'm always happy to read your point of view. So let's dive in and see what some of the problems are, shall we?
I don't post a lot of controversial content on my page. I usually like to keep things pretty fun, pretty lighthearted. I do a lot of voiceover content. With that being said, I'm gonna keep this pretty short and sweet. This is the cup that we got our daughter for Christmas. This is not a Stanley. This is a $9.98 Walmart cup that she said she thought was cute. She is 9 years old.
I have to say yes to that. I agree with the 9 year old. That's a very cute cup, and I think it is totally appropriate for a 9 year old.
On the second day back to school after Christmas break, she comes home. She's not crying, she's just upset. The girls, all the other girls in her grade, I'm not saying all, maybe she said 9, 10 of them, all got Stanleys for Christmas. And they made sure to let her know that this is not a real Stanley, that this is fake and it's not as cool.
I have very mixed thoughts about that. I can't imagine that your daughter said it was a Stanley Cup. So why are they actually picking on her? See, bullying is a very terrible thing, and yeah, I got bullied at school as well until I stood up for myself. But that is a way of life. But over a cup, seriously, it is a cup that you drink water or juice from. So what if it's not a Stanley Cup? The whole grade, 9 or 10 people. Not being American, I don't know how many people are in a grade. In an average class in Spain, there are 30 people. So if a grade is 30 children, 9 or 10 of them have got Stanley Cups. So that means that's 1/3 of them. And they're picking on one child? Really? On earth are their parents teaching them? Because I can tell you something now. When my children went to school, if they ever bullied anyone, they were in serious trouble when they got home. There is no way I was ever going to stand for bullying. And if they were being bullied, I wasn't going to stand for that either. But one thing I didn't ever do is give in like this lady's going to.
So she comes home, she's upset. She asks if she can have a real Stanley. Do I think that a 9-year-old needs a Stanley? No. Do I have one? Yes, I have one. I don't have 50 Stanleys in all different colors. I'm not going to Target and fighting other women or moms to try and get the new Valentine's Day Stanley. I have one. So that being said, before you come at me, if you're a mom, if you're a parent, and you can do something to keep your child from getting made fun of, to help fit in, you're gonna do it.
Lots of mums may do that, but me personally, no, I'm not going to buy my child a cup so she can fit in. No. Why? It sounds like you may only have one child and you can afford to spend dollars on a cup. But what about the parents who are not as fortunate as you, that have more than one child that wants a Stanley Cup at $45 each? I have 4 children who all went to school at the same time because I had 4 under the age of 5. And there would be no way that I could have afforded to spend $45 each on a cup. That's $180 to make them fit in. No, not going to happen. Why? Because how long is this craze going to be around? How long is it going to be before the influencers are on to the next best thing? Next week, next month. So I've just spent $180 for something that's going to last a month. And would I need 4 of them when they don't want it anymore? No, I wouldn't, because I can only drink out of one cup at a time. And having 4 girls, they would probably be girly colours. So therefore, my husband wouldn't even be able to utilise one. So no, I'm not just going to conform.
So we went and bought her a 30-ounce Stanley. In our area, at our local Ace Hardware, these are $35. Can we afford to buy her a Stanley? Yes. Did I think that she needed one? No. Apparently, I've been proven wrong by the children in our school that are making fun of her for not having a real name brand Stanley. But this doesn't start with the kids. This starts with us. This starts with parents, with moms. What are we teaching our kids? You better believe that if our 9-year-old daughter came home and somehow we found out that she made fun of another girl at school for not having something name brand, whether it's a Stanley, Lululemon, Uggs, I don't care what it is, we would be calling the family. We would be making her write a note to apologize. We would make her apologize in person, because that's not what we do in this household. And that's what we need to be teaching our kids.
I agree with you 100% that that is how you should bring up your child. That is how everyone's children should be brought up, to respect other people and know that not everyone is as privileged as everybody else. There are always going to be people with less money and less things, and they should not be ridiculed for something that is not their fault. The thing I don't agree with, though, is that you did give in and you did buy it for her, and yet you're saying she didn't need it. So, in my opinion, if she didn't need it, then you shouldn't have bought it. And you can disagree with that all you want. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Another problem with these Stanley Cups is people are doing this.
People are camping outside Target at 4 a.m. for the Starbucks Stanley Cups.
Mom, you got two?
Yeah. Crazy people that go and cheer.
I told her, I'm like,
yeah, I know we're crazy. Don't judge us.
No.
Must have been a Home Depot bucket. She didn't know that you were coming?
They're probably like, this fool's outside waiting.
wait, I'm not liking this. But it doesn't look like that many.
It's like at least
30 to 40, like they said.
30, 40.
Ashley said
You imagine you're like one of the...
Oh, it's pink.
It's so cute.
All the way back.
Wow.
People are seriously queuing outside Target to buy a cup. What on earth is this world coming to? It's a cup with a handle, a lid, and a straw. It's not anything special. It comes in many different colours and it costs $45, but that's it. It's a cup to drink water out of. Now, don't get me wrong, drinking water is very, very, very important for your health. But does it honestly matter what vessel that water comes in that you are going to queue up from 4 o'clock in the morning to buy it? Really?
But you can't even hear the music.
Go.
Single file. We got this. We got this.
Mom, you got two? If you're getting one.
Here you go.
I just want a video. This is funny. Oh, God.
They did it?
Well, I must say those people were very well behaved, because I have seen quite a few other videos where people were absolutely fighting over the cops. And one thing I don't understand, and I'm not harping on because I'm not American. It's just because I literally I don't understand. If there is a craze like that in England or indeed in Spain, where I've lived for the last 14 years, then when you went into a shop, you would only be able to buy one. You wouldn't be able to grab two, three, or four. No, if there was a massive queue outside, like there was outside of Target, and there were only 40 cups, they would make it a lot fairer so that at least 40 people got them, because they're still going to be sold. So I don't understand the mentality there. I mean, maybe that's the way it is, but everyone's different and everyone grows up in different places and has different ideas of what's right and wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying it's different. One thing I do find utterly ridiculous about this craze is going to be shown in the video we're going to watch next.
Likely is it that we're just going to see second-hand versions of these in thrift shops in a few years. I understand having a reusable water bottle. Why do you need more than one? Why do you need to collect them? Because I just have one reusable water bottle that I got for free, and that saves me money on buying plastic water bottles. In that sense, I'm reducing the waste. And with all of these additional accessories, isn't that just adding waste, adding more consuming? I am just mind-boggled.
I'm absolutely mind boggled as well. Look at all of those cups behind that lady. And what she said is 100% correct, in my opinion. What a total waste of money. I mean, I can understand, some people have different coloured outfits that they wear, but why would you want a cup to match an outfit? I mean, I can understand your shoes and your handbag, but a cup? Really? It just seems outrageously ridiculous to me. And I think she's right. Yes, they could end up in thrift shops very soon, and they would have spent all of that money for nothing. I think that's the bit I just can't get my head around, is why anybody would want to spend $45 on a cup, one cup, let alone 20 different cups. That's $900. These people must have more money than sense. I mean, I understand people collect things. They collect dolls, they collect handbags, they collect shoes, and I suppose people collect cups. But I don't know, just can't get my head around it. And the thing is, people are losing their jobs over these Stanley Cups because they're putting them out on the shelves and they're keeping a few behind because they want one. And that has led to people losing their jobs. People have bought loads and loads and loads of them at every opportunity, and they are now selling them at ridiculous prices, which just goes to show that someone is actually going to pay a ridiculous price for it. Otherwise, they wouldn't put it up for sale, would they, if no one was going to buy it? And there was even one person who stole over $2,500 worth of cups who got arrested. It's a cup. Whatever in the world is going on? To me personally, it just borders on insanity. I'm just going to cover one thing that a lot of people may not know, is this cup does have lead in it. But don't panic, it's not going to affect you unless this little disc that you can see in this picture on the bottom, if that gets damaged or comes off, then you need to get rid of that cup because there is lead in that part. It's not inside the cup, it's not going to leak unless that disc is damaged. So I'm not trying to make anyone get in a panic and ditch their cups. That's not the intention at all. I'm just telling you there is lead in the product, and Stanley have agreed with that assessment. And just one more point. In my opinion, this is why children should not be allowed to go on social media, because then they wouldn't even know about this ridiculous craze. There is an age limit on social media, and it's put there until children are more responsible. So therefore, in my opinion, adults should not allow children onto places like TikTok to see this sort of craze.